Aloha nui kākou mai ka poli aku o Waikiki nei, ka ʻaina e noho haʻaheo ana I ka pohu a ke kāʻau. Welcome to Nanea Wainohia. This four-part series on moʻolelo Hawaii is a collaboration between Ke Alopiko and Mana Maoli in celebration of Mahina ʻōlelo Hawaii 2023. O ka moʻolelo ka wehi haʻaheo ana kupuna. The moʻolelo our kupuna left for us in the new pepa are the most beautiful examples of our language and windows into their world. Moʻolelo kahiko can also be tricky to interpret, so we're sitting in conversation with Hoa to unpack moʻolelo Hawaii near and dear to them. Today's guest is one of my dearest, Hoa. He kua ana ʻoia noʻu ma ka walaʻau kanaka. He kumukaia puni, he makua hine, he kupuna hine I ke manawa. He puʻukani leolea o ʻoi hoʻi e kuʻu Hoa e Pūlama Collier. Aloha kaua a nui. Mahalo ka hiki ana mai e keololani o hamakua poko.
Noʻia. Noʻu ka hauʻoli ka noho ana me ʻoe ma ke awa he alo.
I mea e kamaʻaina ai ka poʻea ʻoe, e ʻoluʻolu e haʻi mai I kou one hānau a hānai no hoʻi. Hea mai ʻoe.
Hiki no. No ahu nei. Au, ua hānau I au ma Honolulu hoʻi, a hānai I au ma Kailua. Ma ke olu. Ke olu. Ai. No wau I leila I kou o ana, o makua ana. A leila ne e wau I maui. A lilo wau I kumukaia puni. Ma leila. Kana e no maui mai kuʻu mau makua.
O makua hine.
Na mea elua.
O na mea elua.
O koʻu makua hine, he kenui o ia. O koʻu makua kane, he kaʻi moku a he poʻopaka o ia. No leila, I leila no kuʻu kulaiwi, o Maui. I leila no wau ke ia manawa. E noho ana ma hamakua poko, ma ka ʻili o kūʻau I ka moku o hamakua poko, ka ahupuaʻa o pāʻia me ka ʻili o kūʻau. Koke no I ke kai o maʻo.
Eia kela e hukai ke. Hiki mai nei, ke olu mai nei ka hale I kela e hukai a kau e kamaʻilio ai, ea?
I kela olo o ka poʻina nalu, ea. Lohe ia.
Oia no kekahi o kaʻu mau ninau ia ʻoe, a kupuna paha I keia manawa. Pehea ka nohona ma hamakua poko ma Maui?
Olu. Kela ano makani e pā olu ai o ia hoʻi o moaʻe a hoʻolua o I kainoa. He ua ko mākou, e lua ano, ua. Ua o kai, he mumuku naʻe. Ai, lua o kai, makani o kai, ka ua o kai, pela no ka ua o uka. Kapa ia kela ua o ka ua peʻe puhala.
Oia. Alohe hou ana kako no ka mumuku ea, I loko ka moʻolelo o keia la. No laila.
Pololoi.
O ka nenea Wainohia.
Maʻawau ia aina.
O ka nenea Wainohia o keia la, oia ka moʻolelo e pili ana ia Keleanuinohoanaʻapiʻapi. E ʻoluʻolu e kuʻu hoi ke manawa. E haʻi poko mai ʻoe I ka moʻolelo no Kelea.
He kamaliʻi wahine, he aliʻi wahine. Me he mea la, he wahine kui kona manaʻo a hoʻokoʻo. Puni ʻo ia I ka hana manawa leʻa, ka hana maʻamau o ia wā o ka heʻe nalu. Ka ʻauʻau kai. He wahine kai ʻo ia. I ke ʻo ia, moe uhane ʻo ia. Mea mai ka moʻolelo, moe uhane ʻo ia e pili ana ke kai.
Heʻe nalu. Hoʻi, ka hia moe.
Ke kai aia I kona moe ana.
Ala.
Puoho ʻo ia I ka pō, e mākou kau e heʻe nalu komo leila. No leila, kēia moʻolelo hoʻomaka me ia, wehewehe ia kona ana. A mahalo ia nā moʻolelo I hiki ke hoʻakaka mai I ke ano o kēlā kanaka kia kanaka. ʻAʻole kahi lākou e noho ai, I noho ai, ʻaʻole kahi lākou I hele ai. Akā ko lākou ano.
Ano kanaka.
Ano kanaka. Oia kuʻu puna hele. Mamake wau e helu I nā moʻolelo a nā kaʻao e hoʻike aku I ke ano o nā kanaka. I kēlā wā, he wahine lehua ia, mōhala mai. Mio kona kino. Mio he wahine oi o Maui, oia ka mea I lohe ai. A pela no na aliʻi wahine ia manawa. Hie kona kulana, he mio, he ʻaʻohe lua, I kona nana ana mōlale. Mō lale, kona maka. Ai, mō lale, ʻaʻohe puʻu, ʻaʻohe keʻe. Akā naʻe, me kēlā, ʻaʻole ʻo ia noho nani wale no. No leila, I kona noho ʻana I lahaina, I ka hiki ʻana mai o nā ʻea nalu, ʻea nā maopopo iā ʻo I kēlā nā ʻea o nā nalu hiki mai. Ua ano kaʻapuni lākou, nā kēlā ʻauna aliʻi, kēlā puʻulu aliʻi. Kaʻapuni lākou iā maui, no ka noho kupa ʻana, I kēlā wahi kēia wahi, I kaulana I nā nalu. No leila, aia no ʻoia, aia o Kelea ma, e hoʻopokole ana wau I kona inoa. Ma mua o kēlā, e aho paha wau e wehewehe I kona inoa. Keleanuinohoanaʻapiʻapi. Kohu manu kona inoa. No ka nāna ʻana I kona lauoho e apiʻapi ana o ka manu haʻupu. So here we have a woman who is being likened to the haʻupu bird.
Her hair, yeah. Kona lauoho.
Right. Her feature, one of her features is likened to the haʻupu bird. So why is that? It's because of her actually how the wind, as she's surfing, is actually moving her hair. And so here's the haʻupu. If you look at the albatross when they're in flight, they have these beautiful, very, very rugged kind of feathers and tail feathers or wing feathers. And then so when they're flying, they're very strong birds. They're seabirds and they're very durable.
Long distance flyers.
And they're durable.
Yeah.
And that's her. So her hair would be likened to that movement and the fluttering of the haʻupu
while she's
wings. While she's kikaha, right? Kikaha, yeah, right. Nalu, right? Yes, and that ho'omo, when the ho'omo of that nalu comes up and she just goes and very active. So
I love it.
Yeah, so pela no kona lauoho. Pela no kona lauoho. Ua like ku kona lauoho I kēlā ke ano o ka ʻeheu manu o ka haʻupu. Ai. So noho ana apiʻapi. Apiʻapi. But now, like pu me kēlā ano keia maula, maka Sports Illustrated, you know.
They get the kind of fan out for blow you back.
You know, and then aia ko lauoho e apiʻapi ana. Yeah, me he mea la aino o e makialo pali. Yeah. Ane.
Kahi kiʻi ai ka makani.
Pelano. So, pelano kona inoa. No leila, aia o ia, e noho ana mahama kua poko. Ea pu, amo o ka haʻi moʻolelo ana. Mahama kua poko, aia no nā kulana nalu. Aia no nā kulana nalu. Kaulana loa, mau ku mau, ke ku nei, ke manawa. Ke kahi kulana nalu o ia hoʻi makahi o kanaha. Kēlā, kapa ia mahana.
Mahana. Mahalo.
Ai, kapa ia o mahana. Kēlā kulana nalu. Mai kanaha aku I hoʻokipa. Kēlā kai o hoʻokipa. Kēlā ai one, kala mai o hoʻokipa. Ai no he mau kulana nalu e aʻe. No leila, hiki aku no lākou I nā ʻauna aliʻi, hele aku no lākou noho Nanea, aha heʻe nalu, I kona heʻe nalu ana, ʻaʻole ia he mea meha. Hiki aku no nā kupa o ka ʻaina, nā makaʻaina na āpau, hele aku mamake no e kūnānā, kona akamai.
He ana I nā hoʻi.
Oh, he hana loea, he hana ailolo. No leila, I kona heʻe nalu ana, aia no hiki mai ia waʻa. Ma kona huakaʻi hele, ua hoʻomaka hoʻokahi ʻelua pule paha ma mua o ko lākou pai ana I kēlā kai o hamakua poko, kai o hoʻokipa paha. ʻOlelo ana wau hoʻokipa, ka ʻaʻole ʻolelo ka moʻolelo. Kai noa o ia kulana nalu o ia I heʻe ai. No ka mea, le paha I walilo, nalo wale, ka iaʻu o iai noho wau mai wahi heʻe wau mai kulana nalu, o hoʻokipa ia. Mai te I kēlā inoa, ua kipa ia. Ua kipa ia na ka malihini. Kipa ia na malihini. He malihini no.
No vai ka waʻa.
No vai la ka waʻa. Wow, no ke aliʻi o Hawaii ka waʻa, I'm kala mai o ahu ka waʻa, a ka nā kalamakua I hoʻokele ia waʻa. No leila launa, so ua ike leʻa o Kelea he malihini he aliʻi no o ahu mai. A kana e ʻaʻole ʻoia i nānā, a ʻoia i leila, ʻaʻole ʻoia ike e pilikia ana, kona, kona noho ana i kai.
Na ka leo mali hoʻi o mea la.
No leila, I me ke la, ano hoʻomaka no, hoʻolauna ana ke kai, a aku no, laua I ke kai, me he mea la, he mau nalu nui o neʻi, makaala, he waʻa malihini, ʻaʻole kamaʻaina paha ia kulana nalu, pehea. Hiki no ke heʻe ia nalu haʻi ʻōpuʻu, Hiki no oaʻo, no leila pela no nui aku no o kalamakua, ia Kelea e noho ma kona e kau ma ka waʻa, noho ma ka waʻa. A pela no ua heʻe nalu ka waʻa, he mea, he hana maʻalea. No leila, heʻe nalu, paiki one, aino nakanaka, a puni, ʻoiai one, e nāna ana, hulo lako, wehewehe, pihe, me ka hauʻoli. A ka maʻalea o kēia kanaka, hoʻokele waʻa, a pela no aia no o Kelea, I loko o ia waʻa, o ka waʻa. I ke kolu paha, makahi o ke kolu o nā nalu, lākou I heʻe lākou e noho ana a lana ana I kai. Ma waho aku o ke kulana e kakali ana I ka ke ea ana o ka nalu, hiki mai ka mumuku. Ma ia wahi o hoʻokipa, pela no me ka wiki. Hiki mai he ua kai. I ka nāna ana me ka wiki, hulihia ke anila, ke ano o ka la.
O ke awa lilo I ka ino.
Ia me he pākula. Me he pākula e hiki mai ai. Me he pākula e hiki mai ai. Keia ano ua. Me he pāku. Ke nāna ia pāku ua. No leila, maopopo lea ia ua. Ua ike maka wau. A he nalu wau ia kulana nalu o hoʻokipa. A hoʻomanao wau ke kai wale. He mumuku ke la. A me ka wiki, me ka āwiki, hiki mai ke la I loko no nā minuke. Nā minuke.
E lele pākau I ka ʻōlelo haole I ke anaina I ka nani o ke ia.
Hiki no.
So this ua that comes when they're surfing on the waʻa is mumuku.
It's called the mumuku, but it's really a type of rain. It's an ocean rain that comes and it's thick, it's dense, and you can see it in the horizon. And when you look at it, it looks like a curtain, like a very like a wall that is coming, and you just kind of go, oh wow, it's coming. Yeah. And for someone who has been on the ocean at Ho'okipa surfing and seeing a mumuku, it comes in within minutes. Right, you think you see it far in the horizon, next thing you know you're like right in it. And you're like, wow. And so it becomes just everything is shrouded.
Right. So this is what allows them to
So this was the hoʻailona, if you wanted, the ʻole of the la, o ke la ʻole, that is like, wow. So what happens is just like that shroud, their moment on the ocean for what? They did three runs up and down.
3 good waves.
3 good waves, and then
boom, they're out.
They're like,
they're out
wow,
in the
we're surrounded by completely sucked in, just shrouded. Can't see anybody on the ocean. I mean, on the land, and so they're sitting there like, wow, okay, well, let's just wait a bit, and so let's just take our time and let this mumuku pass.
But Kalamakua, I feel like he takes advantage of this moment.
This is all serendipitous. This is like by Kalani, the gods have put their hands into this story.
Okay.
Because this mumuku that comes, from blue skies, because it is a rough day. You got some big waves. But, you get days where it's kind of overcasty. It's kind of be stormy weather. It could be surfing in stormy weather. And that's probably most likely if that mumuku came in that quick. Because when the day is it's nice and glassy and big waves, you don't usually get a mumuku coming in. So we're looking at maybe winter storms and catching waves in that sense, which we do, which we get excited for.
But the thing is strong, it kind of pushes them out.
Yes, it does, because it comes not with just rain, it comes with wind. And so then what happens is actually the mumuku pushes you into shore, so you have to go out past the breakers
so that you
to
don't
get away from that mumuku. So you don't go into shore because it's taking you into shore and it's just shrouding you, and then you could like go up on the reef over there.
So like,
we're
we just
going
go move outside.
Let's go outside of this mumuku and wait till it passes. So then that way we can, get our bearings back together, and then I'll take you right back to shore. So ʻAʻole loa.
So where they go?
Well, from there they ended up going to, so actually this is a thing. So there's just like this, it's like the doldrums, it's like a romantic doldrum.
I know, yeah.
And so there's this pause in time that you're weathering a storm, but yet you're actually tending to something else.
Is that why he opens his ipu and pulls out a kihe?
And just happened to have a nice dry kihe. And maybe I'll just put this down over here and just make you a little moi pela over there.
I'll just block the wind and the rain a little bit.
And then I got you. I got some. The poi went cracked, but I got some wala for you. I got some dried fish. So what ends up happening? They end up spending the night together on the va'a. And so the day turned, of course, into evening, and then later on to the a little darker night. There, ayalako moʻolelo kako. I'm Nanea. So they end up staying in the va'a, and I really like this part because it's really a little portal into this so-called abduction. This so-called abduction, which Kalakaua actually does title it the abduction of Kelea. Now we have to understand she's an avid swimmer. She is a strong surfer. Yeah. Has been raised in the royal court with knowledge of stars, of directions, of and just has had that rearing of aliʻi. So she's
and a certain amount of choice in her life, right?
Absolutely. She's and absolutely choice. And she's like Kalakaua says, she's capricious. And so because of that, that's a great term to say that she really chooses to do what she wants to do. And it does allude in the ʻōlelo, kamaʻilio makuʻopuʻa, that she could have left that va'a at
if she wanted,
time, if she wanted to.
Yeah.
And so she could have easily swam back to shore. But she chose not to.
That's kind of cute. Maybe
and I think
exactly see where this thing goes.
That's exactly what I'm feeling, because I would be feeling that. It's like, well, this is someone new, and it's someone ʻaʻole kamaʻilio. And hoi keia kanaka, hoi keia kane. Yeah. So they spend the evening together, and it's kind of like this little kind of hulu, like the giddy kind of feelings. Kapalilis going on. But I think they're kind of being that, I don't know much. What do you know? Do you know something? I don't know. Because at one point,
but she's not playing, because she knows.
So it's kalamakua.
I know.
So kalamakua is like,
well, but he's trying to be polite, right? Because he cannot just like full on come on to her, because he's taking her to lolale, right?
Polole.
Yeah.
Polole.
So they paiaku ke kahone o.
She's, paiaku no. But iloko no o kelawa alawa maya va'a. Wa wehewehe moa kaka o lolale o kalamakua iaia I kona hua kaʻihele ke kumu no kona hua kaʻihele.
He says, look, actually,
imi wahine.
This is what's happening.
Yes, I'm here for a wahine, for my lord, my lolale. But it's not a big deal, because
just check it out and see how you feel.
Just check it out. Since the wind did blow us this way, come to find out. But I love that banter back and forth of like, oh, I don't know. It's like, oh, do you know that are we going south? Are we going west? We don't know where we are. This is the brother who was like going through the islands, like can go and hop islands within hours.
No, liu kona na'awa.
Pololoi. No leila. So, so I know ke kahi, pilina mamaina o laua. Haʻi ua moa kaka, hele aku no, pai aku laua ma waiolua ma laʻi e mamua. Lihu e kalamai. A leila wehewehe ia, lilo o ia I wahine nā lolale, a pela no. A I kēlā manawa, aia no nā kanaka. So, ma loko no o kēia hoʻi ʻana wa ka lawe ʻana iā Kelea I ʻōʻahu. E o iuka o lihuʻe. Aia no nā kanaka o Maui e imi ana iaia au hea lā ma makahehi make ʻoia I ke kai. Ua pilikia ʻoia.
Because they saw the va'a come in, they were surfing, all of a sudden the thing disappeared. They're like, where'd they go? Where'd they go?
Ai, a keia momoku ua pilikia. Aka no leila, hele aku no o Kelea, a kalamai o kawau ka o hele.
O kona keikunane.
O kona keikunane I ka makaula. Nā ka makaula I haʻi aku iaia. ʻAʻole loa, ola ʻoia. Ola ʻoia, ʻaʻole ʻoia I Hawaiʻi. ʻAʻole ʻoia I Molokaʻi. Aia ʻoia I ʻōʻahu. Moa kāka e maʻemaʻe. Keia kupuna o ia wā.
ʻAʻohe kaʻulu o ka manao.
ʻAʻohe.
Kahi o ka wahine.
ʻAʻohe. Okay, so no leila. Noho o kalamai. So aia no o Kelea ma ʻōʻahu.
A hana ʻoia e kolu keiki, ea?
Hana ia. So lilo ʻoia I wahine nā lolale. Noho ʻoia me ia. Hana ia he e kolu keiki.
Umi makahiki ka lo ihi.
Umi makahiki.
When she tells him, I really need to just go down kai. I really need to go for a hua kai. He knows that.
I think he actually, during the 10 years, he tried to placate her. And because she would make trips with Kalamakua. She would go to Eva. And she would surf with him, and then she would surf in that waves over there. But it was never something that was a consistent and cohesive thing for her on Oahu, as she fulfilled the kuleana of being the wife of Lolale, having children, and then creating the sense of, even for her brother Pilivale, who wanted her to have that as well. So that actually, once they found out she was on Oahu, and she was going to be betrothed to Lolale, Kuau Kaʻohele just said, awesome. Sounds great. That's what I wanted. You know, she needed to do that. Right. So, and it just kind of increased that principality of the two sides on Oahu and Maui. And this is where we're going to see the connectivities. Right. So this connection that Maui, Kelea had actually built, because she's about Kelea, the Kekaulike, and Kahekili, now with the popular Kahekili, because her father was Kahekili Nui, and the Kahekili, the one that was known for war and was one of the last rulers for with Kalani Pupule for Maui before Kamehameha. They were about 6 generations below Kelea. So that's her mo'opuna you're talking about. So that's her mo'opuna.
Yeah. But those pilina before cemented the relationships, right?
Relationships. So
but we're talking to Lalani because she has keiki with Lolale, and then she goes down Kai, and
so
who's
it doesn't
there?
end there, right?
Right. So
there's
Lolale, another surf scene.
She's not satisfied. She's like, well, you know, ale hui hui, wa pauaho, you know, kona noho ana I laila. So wa'ai ia, you know, noho I ka malu, mea mai ka moʻolelo, wahia ka moʻolelo, ʻaʻole o Lolale I hoʻoku iaia, ʻoiai, a leila ha'alele o ia me na ano like ʻole o nā aliʻi wahine. I kona huakaʻi ana e hoʻi I Maui, hele mua o ia I Eva. I Eva o ia I noho ai no ka heʻe nalu. Mamake o ia e heʻe nalu I laila, ma mua o kona hoʻi ana I Maui. Lohe ia like pū I makai o ia I hele ai ke laka I ike aku no na kanaka apau iaia, he wahine he nalu, e ʻaʻole ike mua ia, ʻaʻole lako maa ia ano, kanana ana I kekahi kanaka aiʻa, kanaka kāʻeʻaʻeʻa.
Oh, kāʻeʻaʻeʻa, maka whahe nalu. Right, because no, mana o lako no lihuʻe o ia, ea?
Mana o no lako, ai.
And they take a look at her and they go, you came from Uka, you sure you can surf? And she's going, oh, I can get on board.
Ke loa ka papa he nalu. Eo, ke loa ka papa he nalu nani. So no leila hele aku no he nalu o ia hoʻike ia kona kaʻeʻaʻeʻa, he kaʻeʻaʻeʻa o ia. A leila, lohe ia like pū,
e
wana no. A leila, lohe ia ke la e kalamakua.
Who hears?
O vai o kalamakua.
What a surprise.
Kamaina no. Ke la po ka awa I no hui. O manao, makawaa ka awa I launa ai. No leila, hiki mai on oia ki aliʻi. hiki mai o kalamakua. Ia, ea. Pai no ʻoia, ea. Poʻopio ʻoia, poʻopio ʻoia I kona mea. Kona papaheʻe nalu. A leila, kihei ia ʻoia.
So ʻōlelo ia, wehe ʻoia I kona kihei a hoʻopāʻu aku ea.
ʻoia, ea. He
That
hana
is
konohana.
so nani.
Ea ke kai mea hoihoi, he hana kohana.
Right.
He hana kohana.
Because, well, so ʻelua mana o ka moʻolelo, ke kahi he nalu ana ma ewa, ke kahi he nalu ana ma Waikiki nei, yeah?
Oia ka ʻoi lohe ai ki kahi. Aia no ma
Because he kai au kohana ko mamala.
Manao wau, ua he ia na mea ʻelua.
Ai.
I ke la wā oia I noho pai, au lawe ia, kaʻili ia. I ke la manawa, he kaʻili maui. Oia ke kaʻili ana.
Bea ko manao, what is that? When he takes off his own kihei and puts it onto her as a pa'u because she's been surfing naked, she comes in, she stands up, and he puts this garment around her. What is he doing?
Well, I think personally it's like, you're mine. You know, that's more powerful than a kiss.
Right. And I just gotta say, this is not a beach towel, okay?
No,
this is not
thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
you.
Who's like, hey, you cold water, give a towel for you.
Give a towel for you. No, ʻaʻole loa. No. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the clarification. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really a garment of honor and
aloha.
But pili, like pilikino.
Right, because pili kona ili.
It's pilikino, it's pono'i, and now we have to understand he's an aliʻi as well. So, you know, all of the garments of any aliʻi is never just given out, or it's always cared for, it's always taken care of. It's never just haphazardly given to anybody. So by sharing your personal belonging, especially something of that kapu, and a kihei with a wahine, it's like sharing the same kapa. And then that's the same metaphor as being hoʻāʻia. When you hoʻāʻo, you come into the day with under the same kapa. So this my kapa is yours kapa too now.
Now we together. And my kolawa mau puhaka mai. These aliʻi.
And then so they have one. Hoʻokahi keiki, nā laua. Laua o kalamakua, laua o Kelea. And that's laʻie. Lohe lohe.
Oh, yeah, ke kahi. Alau.
Yeah. Laʻie lohe lohe. I ka wai. And so through that union, so here's Kelea with Lolale having 3 secured, Oahu's lineage and that kind of royal lines there. Then she has a keiki with Kalamakua, no Oahu mai, but that lineage then through their daughter is linked back to Maui.
Because she becomes
the wahine of her brother's son. So Piʻilani. So Piʻilani is Koʻau Kaʻohele's son. So Koʻau Kaʻohele kai nohoia ke palaua hanau o Piʻilani. O Piʻilani kai nohoia laʻie lohe lohe. Hanau o lonoa Piʻilani he kane. Hanau o Piʻikea he wahine. Hanau o Kalaihiana he wahine. Hanau o Kihaʻa Piʻilani he kane. So we get laʻie, would I just get manene no kakigana. So here we have another woman for her second love in her life, goes and has a daughter, which then creates this very concrete lineage line that links not just to Maui and actually solidifies Maui's royal lines, but then it branches out to Hawaii as well, whereas her grandchildren, Lonoa Piʻikea, Lonoa Piʻilani, and Kiha Piʻilani maintain the rulership, and that goes all the way down to Keopuʻolani into the sacred 4, into sacred 3 with Kaui Keoli and Iolani Liholiho from Kamehameha. So that's that line direct from Maui. And then, so with one of her grandchildren, which is Piʻikea, then she goes with Umialiloa. And so those lines are sanctified there. But so Maui has that, just that kind of cordage and that stretch of netting, that koko, that aho, that kind of went Oahu, and then Maui, and then Hawaii Island. And through them, from her, she's just, he wahine, mio mio, he wahine, mio mio, oi oi,
oi. E ke hoa, nani ko haʻi moʻolelo ana mai. He mana o hope ko, do you have one last mana'o of what this mo'olelo means to you? What is the biggest gift you feel, the biggest ha'awina of this particular story?
I think the biggest haʻawina is, I mean, for me personally, it's because it is my ancestor in that sense, where I'm still in the same place in which she was. And
surfing those same
surfing
waves.
the same waves.
I love it.
They say that we breathe the same air as 1,000 years ago. It's the truth.
As the
because it
kupuna
is.
living then.
Yes. So, I mean, I think that's the, for me, it's an inspiration to have a story that is of that time, so before, but make it be so now, that it's so relevant. And what's relevant about it is not just in the sense that, these surf breaks still exist, but as people and how we are born into situations, but we still are the same kanaka inside. The context may change. However, the i'o inside is still the same. And so you have women who are strong during the time. That's why it's inspirational. It's inspirational because we think that, back then, women were very cloistered and didn't have many options. But this story shows that, we did have options, and absolutely that we just didn't allow life to take us where life wanted to take us. We had a choice. And so for me, we are agents in our own life. And so I think even in the surrounding circumstance of the kaʻupu, and especially in surfing and showing and how surfing is an international, it's a world sport, it's global, that had rooted here. Because of that, and having a woman be a main figure. And if you really start to look, what happens with Kelea's story is that you start to look at all the other stories, you'd be surprised on the percentage of surfing stories that actually women are better at it. So I just love, I just love the fact that this, surfing really, it puts another lens into surfing, and a cultural lens for us as women and Hawaiian women. That Hawaiian women, man, we not just held our own, we kind of actually surpassed the men in so many ways. And so I just want to kind of bring that forward. And nona, no kuʻu kupuna, no kona akamai, no kona moʻolelo, mahalo nui ia. Mahalo nui ia, a he moʻolelo ia, naʻu e haʻi kuʻu moʻopuna kekahi. So mahalo wau I keia ka malama ana ia mau moʻolelo. A ia kākou e imi aku I nā moʻolelo like ʻole o mua. E malama ia mau moʻolelo o hope. ʻOia.
Me oi ka mahalo nui wale kuʻu hoa. Nui kou aloha kou ike I keia moʻolelo. Pomaikaʻi mako ko hoʻea ana mai. E hoʻomaopopo mai no keia wahine he ʻohana no.
ʻOia. A pela no lako a pau.
A he wahine mea. He nuu kela e kuli ai. Kako.
Hololei.
No leila.
A ia kako imi aku, imi ai ia mau nā ano like ʻole o nā moʻolelo. E hoʻomanaʻo no kako he ʻohana. Lako a pau.
ʻOia.
Pela no. He ʻohana. Lako a pau. Kekahi he pili loa. He pili ula ula. Aka he ʻohana, he kanaka. He kanaka I ola, he kanaka I aloha, he kanaka I nalu I nā manaʻo, nalu I nā nalu.
ʻOia. Ke aloha nui a ʻoe kuʻu hoa.
Ai, mahalo nui keia. Mahalo nui, mahalo nui. Piha ka ʻōpuʻu I ke aloha. Aloha.
Aia o kou, e nā kini makamaka e nana a e hoʻolohe mai iana. Mahalo a nui keia hui pūʻana o kākou, keia noho pūʻana I ka haʻi moʻolelo. There's an episode of Nanea Wainohia dropping each week of Mahina ʻōlelo Hawaii, so check out Kealopiko and Mana Maoli on Instagram for more. For links to all the moʻolelo on these episodes, visit the moʻolelo page of kealopiko.com. And we want to send a special mahalo to Mana Maoli Ma for supporting this series and for their technical expertise. Check out their incredible work at manamele.org. E nā hoa e hiʻi ana I ka leo ʻōiwi to all those learning and loving ʻōlelo Hawaii, e kā mau iho I ka hoe, a e noke mau I ka helu helu. Ke aloha nui kākou.